Alright. Since I have to do this with you...
You could just not do it at all.
What is Night Vale going to listen to go to sleep?
Well, Night Vale's not going to listen to anything.
What do you mean? This is still in Night Vale. Yes, I speak directly to Night Vale and only to Night Vale.
Night Vale doesn't exist anymore. We changed the signs and everything.
I'm going to speak to my people.
Your people in the park.
My mic. My mic.
Our mic.
Shall we get this started? Here goes everything. Nothing. Everything. A friendly desert community where we all pretend to sleep. Welcome to Night Vale.
Previously.
Welcome to Night Vale.
Previously.
What do you mean previously? Welcome to Night Vale.
The Greater Desert Bluffs metropolitan area, you mean?
Listeners, today's news is that I have a new co-host. His name is Kevin, and I did not ask for this, but our sponsor, Strex Corp, thinks it's a wise idea. I am not allowed to say anything against that idea. So, welcome, Kevin.
This is my studio.
This is not your studio, it's my studio. Can't you see the walls? They're less bloody. What did you do to my schedule?
I changed it.
Kevin.
Yes?
Alright. Can we do this professionally?
Well, you're here.
Good. Yes, I'll keep it professional.
Of course you will.
So, shall we get started? I have quite a few notes here.
About
This one. I'll just borrow your notes. Okay, so first in the news is the Greater Desert Bluffs metropolitan. No. I don't want this one. Why is there so much blood? Okay, listeners, I have just been handed. I should probably get myself checked after this. Do these things work, actually? Like, what are these ones for?
Well, they usually go in your arms.
I don't think I want to know what's
That one's
in there.
actually... It's this one.
Oh.
You need. You will definitely need it. It'll help you smell more.
This looks like sunshine. In a bottle. Listeners, I have just been handed a syringe filled with what appears to be liquid sunshine. Is this why you guys are so chipper? Next in traffic, it appears that Strex Corp is opening up a highway. Thanks a lot for that. And all the traffic cones have S's on them. It also appears that cars will not be allowed to be driven on the highways. Why?
They would disturb the traffic cones.
What is the traffic cones necessarily for, other than to just build?
Well, you only have one highway, and we have to get rid of that one.
Why? Canada does it all the time. I thought we were fine having one road.
But that means people could leave.
People aren't allowed to leave.
Well, they can come to Desert Bluffs. I mean, we have plenty of open positions.
So you're trying to get all Night Valians to move to Desert Bluffs.
No, it's just an easier thoroughfare.
So you want them to
connect
commute.
the two cities.
Listeners, I have just been informed that there are openings in Desert Bluffs, and that this new highway will allow you to commute from work and back, and possibly come back alive. Why possibly?
I don't know. They could move into our new condos.
Alright. A message from our sponsors. This one's for you, Kevin.
I wrote it on your paper.
Strex. Strex is everything. I don't feel comfortable with this. I don't believe in a smiling god.
You might need this.
I am a mountain non-believer, and I will not be taking that syringe.
Why would the yellow one make you believe in mountains? That's what the green one is for.
Listeners, I have been handed a syringe that has green liquid, and it appears that there is a meadow inside.
Think deeply about meadows, Cecil.
Listeners, I can't stop thinking about this syringe.
Deeply.
Listeners, I know as great Nivalians, you are a bit confused as to why I might need a co-host. I actually do not need a co-host, but Strix Corp would like to believe that I do. Yes, Kevin?
You are the co-host, Cecil.
This is my show, this is my station, this is my town.
I believe we've bought just about everything, including you. Therefore, you are the co-host.
Not bought me, I'm a free man, this is a free country. Just because I happen to be contraband doesn't mean anything. This is Kevin, everyone. I do not like him as a co-host. He's too happy.
How can you be too happy? In fact, you're not happy enough.
I'm perfectly happy.
No, you're not.
See,
even
just
smiling.
the other... See, listeners, he's touched me. Listeners, I have not been touched since Carlos last night, and I don't think this is
appropriate for radio.
Right, my personal life aside. Let's go now to the weather.
What is that?
The listeners need to hear the weather.
No, they really don't.
Sorry about that, listeners. We're having a few technical errors named Kevin.
That is having technical errors.
It's because you're near it. Oh, you've killed my weather. Sunshine and joy and happiness. Okay.
Such lovely things.
Oh, would you look at this? It looks like we actually have a caller. Who would want to call right now? Let's go now to the caller. Caller 1, you are on the air.
Hey, it's Steve Carlsberg.
Steve!
Steve! Hello!
No, this is not a hello moment. This is Steve Carlsberg we're talking about. What do you want, Steve?
I wanted to call in and say how much I like the new show.
Steve Carlsberg!
lovely.
No, I am disconnecting you.
No,
Sorry about
no,
this.
no.
Sorry about that. Why won't it turn off?
Something wrong, Cecil?
Nothing is wrong, Steve. Everything is right.
Why won't this turn off?
We've revoked your privileges for the button.
You can't do that. I am the show host. Steve, hang up already. Nobody wants you,
No,
Carlsberg.
Steve has some wonderful
Nobody
things to
wants
say.
you in this town.
I'm sure he has lovely things to say.
Steve, nobody cares what you think.
Everyone should. He has great input for the community. He calls the Desert Bluffs show all the time.
That is true.
You traitor. I knew it. I knew you were behind all of this. I tried to tell Carlos, but he said it was scientifically impossible. Well, now, Carlos, do you hear me? Steve Carlsberg is on my show! Help me, Carlos! I don't win!
Cecil, what am I behind?
The phone, I would assume.
I think he's talking about plans.
You have plans? Oh, Cecil, please.
You're behind the times! Steve Carlsberg and your old fashioned and your old vehicles. I have seen the phone you call on. It shouldn't even work on my radio station. Get off my line, Steve Carlsberg!
Steve, I'm sorry. We're going to have to let you go because Cecil can't calm himself.
I hate that guy. Why would you allow him on the air?
You're the one who picked up the phone.
This is my fault. I am sorry I have betrayed you, Night Vale. I am sorry. Next in the community calendar. Let us go now to... I don't want to read this community calendar. Let me see, I might have had some extra notes about actually what's going on in Night Vale, not in Desert Bluffs, and it is blank. Who erased my community calendar? And there's scratch marks all over the paper.
That is interesting.
And a blood. This was you!
No. It was
Never mind.
probably Sean.
I'll just go after. Who is Sean? Your boyfriend, perhaps?
No.
Oh.
Diego is my boyfriend. But
Oh, you have a boyfriend?
yes, of course I have a boyfriend. Cecil.
Oh. Well,
And he's wonderful. Much more perfect than Carlos.
I believe my boyfriend is more wonderful if we are really getting into our personal lives. See, mine has perfect hair
You mean
and
that
perfect
mauve?
teeth. And even Lauren, I believe you know Lauren, agreed that he is fine.
You know, we sent Lauren here for a reason. To get her out of our perfect town.
Well, Carlos is beyond amazing, and I truly did agree with Lauren. I mean, he's rugged,
Unkempt.
short but not tall,
Average.
dark but not light, and handsome.
Completely ordinary.
Oh yeah, and you think your boyfriend's so good. What's he look like?
Similar, but different.
Hopefully a lot more different and less perfect.
Much more
Perfectly
perfect.
imperfect.
His hair is always combed back to perfection.
Combed back. Why would you tame such a beautiful wild mane?
Because he's in charge, and having a mop on your head is not professional at all.
Hey, Carlos's hair is not a mop.
It resembles a mop,
It's beyond beautiful.
a beautiful mop,
I wash it daily for him.
like a mop.
No, I don't wring it out like a mop. I don't dirty it. I take good care of it.
You could flip him upside down and scrub the floor with him.
Why would I do that? No.
Well, what good
I
is a
won't
scientist
use
without
my
any money?
man. He has money.
Sure.
Well, he bought us a place to stay. Obviously, he has money.
A place, do you mean a box?
A box with windows and a tall chimney and a door to walk through. Yes, Kevin.
What good is a chimney in the desert?
Dry ice bombs?
Do you even have...
Oh. Listeners, it appears that we are getting a note from somewhere. It is blood-covered. And it says...
No more personal talk on the air. You to
You too, Kevin.
No.
It seems I'm not the only one in trouble by station management today. What do you know? That doesn't look like human blood, nor animal blood, nor any type of... Oh dear. So...
You can't just throw away a station note.
I just did. Listeners, I did throw that. Okay, back to the community calendar. I suppose we should talk about what I remember from my old notes.
Or you could talk about the community calendar.
What I remember from the old notes, let's see, the library was holding a special event of people that won't get eaten today.
Attend the public library. It's a wonderful place to enrich your learning.
Monday's a lie.
Monday is a terrible lie. You should tell us who told you those lies.
Well, I mean, I do get a case of the Mondays.
There is no such thing as the Mondays.
Carlos never gets a case of the Mondays.
There is
He
no
is
such
always
thing
so
as the Mondays.
happy. Tuesday,
Workday.
Wednesday.
Also workday.
These don't seem like happy days. Thursday.
Workday. Work hard.
I don't want to work that hard. Isn't there any time for fun? The
Sunday.
community calendar is about fun.
Sunday.
work day.
But there's a sun.
Very clever, Kevin. Very clever. Listeners, he has drawn a smiling little sun on the community calendar. Very unprofessional.
Cecil. Cecil.
Mm-hmm.
We're done.
Oh, the word from our sponsors is over. Listeners, I've just been informed that the ban on wheat and wheat byproducts
Has been lifted! Lifted because there's no such thing as snakes turning into wheat. Or wheat turning into snakes.
Do you know how dangerous it could be, though, if they do turn into snakes?
But they don't.
But men and women and non-men and women have been eaten by these snakes.
Is there any proof that these snakes were wheat?
All we know is that the people all were eating bread and suddenly devoured by giant snakes.
Giant snakes, not just snakes.
Giant snakes. It was a terrible catastrophe in our town, which you wouldn't know about because you belong in Desert Bluffs and were in Desert Bluffs at the time when it occurred. So many people and non-people were eaten alive.
There were no snakes. We had scientists test it.
You had scientists. Oh! Did one of them have perfect hair by any chance?
No,
Oh.
it was a mop.
Well, then I cannot trust the scientist, because obviously they're not top of the class and
It's good to
perfect.
know you can't trust your boyfriend.
It was Carlos?
He's the only one who tested on the bread after
You
you
described
announced.
him terribly. Oh, we have a caller. Listeners, I go now to the caller. Why isn't it going? Oh, yes, Carlos.
Hello, Cecil.
Hi. I saw your name on the caller ID come up. How are you?
Tell me you don't still have it with little hearts around it.
He does.
Of
Oh.
course not.
Hi there. Kevin, was it?
Yes.
Ah.
Hello, Carlos.
Hello.
The
I'm
scientist.
so glad to hear that the ban on wheat and wheat byproducts has been lifted. I actually did some research on that.
Oh, we know! We used your research to lift the ban.
Yeah, there was actually no evidence all along that anything was turning into snakes. And I honestly tried to explain this to Cecil.
No,
but
Carlos,
I
see,
really-
whenever you were mentioning it, you said that there was a possibility and that it was theory, and theory means it happened, right, Carlos?
Well, no, theory is theory. It means
Carlos,
that it hasn't been
okay, I
proven.
don't want to talk science at the moment, I want to talk to you.
Okay.
Why do you believe that they were not turning into snakes?
Well,
Because there
Cecil,
was science done on them.
sweetheart, I know that you have an allergy to wheat gluten.
Told me sweet.
and
What? No, I don't.
You're
I've always
allergic.
kind of
I
thought-
do. No, I'm not allergic. I love the law, and I don't want wheat or wheat byproducts around because it was banned. That's not an allergy.
Are you
That's
sure
just
you're
being a
not
good
allergic?
citizen.
There was never any scientific evidence that anything was turning into snakes, but I know
Carlos,
that you
they're-
were having that problem that you had where you
Okay,
You're not
Carlos,
allergic, you
we're
should
not
eat
going
this.
to. Carlos, what? Carlos, listeners, and Carlos, I am holding
Eat the
a
bread, Cecil.
Oh,
little bun loaf thing
Oh,
made
that's where he
of
went.
wheat and wheat byproducts that
I
looks
found it in the
exactly like
bathroom.
my boyfriend.
oh, I've been looking for the loaves. Are they at your station? That's good to know.
Is that what these things are? I just assume. Why is mine such white bread?
Well, Cecil, that's...
I wasn't sure if
Carlos,
you're aware.
never
but
mind. Anyway, I don't look like this every day. My wheat must change daily.
So you are made of wheat.
Well, this little guy, if
He's
he
actually,
resembles...
that's Cecil
so
loaf.
cute.
He's
He
made out of
resembles
rice
me.
bread.
Rice
Oh.
bread.
Well, because I knew you were allergic to wheat gluten, so I made him out of rice bread for you.
So you are allergic?
That's the sweetest thing anyone has ever done for me, Carlos. Oh, and Carlos, how is Koshak doing?
Oh, he's doing pretty well, actually. He's been walking around and meowing and making that strange noise he sometimes does.
We have another caller. I'm not allowed to use these controls, apparently. Kevin, would you like to answer
I'll talk to you later,
this
then.
call?
Bye, Carlos.
I love you.
I love you, too. Caller 2, you're on the air.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello, Kevin.
Hi.
Who is this?
This is Diego.
My boyfriend.
No, Diego, the
Your boss.
owner of Strex Corp, my new station management's
Yes.
boss is your boyfriend?
Mm-hmm.
Hi,
Yes.
sir.
Speak with a smile.
Sir,
Hello.
how are you today?
Pleasant.
That's great.
Great.
To hear. Why are you calling?
Why are you
in?
calling, Diego?
I heard you talking about pets.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to remind you that you aren't allowed to bring a raccoon home again.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait.
You were planning on bringing one home again, weren't you?
Yep.
You brought home a raccoon.
Yes, raccoons. They're so adorable. They have little masks and they wash all of their food. They're so clean.
Oh, well, I too enjoy raccoons. Sir, why can't he have a raccoon?
Because it ate through my finest silks.
Ooh, not a great boyfriend there, are you? I would never let that happen to Carlos's lab coats. I take great care of
Isn't your
them.
boyfriend allergic to cats?
He is Claritin. It's well taken care of. That aside,
That's silly. That's like the same logic that Diego has plenty of money to replace sheets.
why did you have a raccoon in the bed?
He was lonely, and I was done with my show, so we were taking a nap.
You were taking a nap.
It was a regulated nap.
You have regulated naps?
Times to nap. I was using my 15-minute break to nap.
You get 15-minute breaks?
Yes?
I have never seen the inside of the break room since I was an intern. So, sir, since I have you on the air, don't you think that I deserve mandatory breaks?
If you are a employee of Strex Corp, then yes.
Well, you do own my radio station, and we're so enthusiastic about it over here. So, don't you believe that we should have breaks?
I thought we already had them set in place.
No.
Your break was supposed to be permanent.
Thank you for my job, sir. I don't need a break. I never need a break. So, sir, it is an honor to have you calling. Is there anything you would like to say? Like maybe how great Night Vale is as Night Vale is?
I hate to break it to you, but Night Vale doesn't exist anymore.
I told you. I tried telling you.
It has been assimilated into the greater Desert Bluff metropolitan area.
Expanding so much. It's wonderful.
So, I can't call it Night Vale?
You
No.
can call it whatever you like. It just, Night Vale doesn't exist anymore, right?
Yes.
Well, for the comfort of all my listeners who are so used to it being called Night Vale, I will continue
Don't
to
forget.
call it.
I trust you as the radio host of previously known as Night Vale to incorporate the new title of your town to your listeners.
And I
He
will
will.
do my.
You will.
Yeah,
You will.
I really like this job.
And you will keep your job as long as you keep your listeners happy.
I'll keep them happy and chipper.
You do have a lovely smile, Cecil. You should use it more often.
It only hurts me a lot to do.
Thanks for calling, Diego.
Yes,
Anytime.
We have to let you go, though, not because we want to, of course.
Of course, I'd love to have you on the
Right.
air all the time.
Yeah, no
but it'd be so hard to concentrate on the news. So hard.
You do have news to get back to.
We do have news to get back to. Yes. Bye.
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 That was Diego.
Mm-hmm.
So, your boyfriend owns a lot of things.
A lot of things. Actually, we own about everything. Just about everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, does that mean that you could possibly, and not saying he will Night Vale, but do you think you might be able to convince him to possibly, like, lift a few bands and help us out a little bit to keep staying Night Vale? Not that I'm trying to persuade him by any means, Night Vale. Simply asking. Nothing wrong with
What are you asking?
Well, I really think that wheat should be banned.
Wheat should be... No, because wheat is wonderful. Because then you can have toast in the mornings.
I never have time for toasts in the mornings. I have to
You
run
have
out
toast.
with just a plain piece of bread and run out the door to get to the station.
If you set your alarm earlier, then you'd be able to have plenty of time.
Oh, we're going to talk about my sleep schedule. Aren't you up past your bedtime?
No.
This is Night Vale. And as I recall, you like the sun.
I do love the sun. I love the sun. It's so warm.
Mr. Diego.
Wonderful.
If you are still
and-
listening, perhaps I should stay the only host of Night Vale Community Radio.
Or we could just change the broadcast to mid-afternoon, right after the Desert Bluffs one.
No, see, mid-afternoon actually doesn't work for me because then I have to go bowling, and old woman Josie does not like to be fickled with as far
You
as
go bowling with old woman Josie?
I do.
She's been missing for so long, Cecil. So long. You should take me bowling.
But, you can bowl?
Of course. Yes. I think.
Listeners, I know that I said that we should not kill our doubles, and I still mean that.
So
But I
instead, you should
believe-
take me bowling.
I have an idea about bowling and blunt objects. Well, this will be fun! I am sure that I will get plenty of strikes. This is going to be wonderful.
I look forward to it. We should get frozen yogurt after.
Oh,
The pink berry we bought.
you bought a pink berry.
I didn't buy the pink berry. You go bought the pink berry.
Oh. Well, so long as you didn't buy the Arby's, because that is actually my favorite date spot.
That's on Wednesday.
You're buying Arby's?
On Wednesday.
Oh. Carlos, honey, we're gonna have to find a new date spot. If you're listening, and listeners, I'm not trying to get into my personal life, but
Always trying
sweetheart,
to get to your
please think
personal
of
life.
another place we could go for our dates. And don't take this as a date, but I might be taking Kevin out bowling and for frozen yogurt.
He should come with us.
It means not no.
Yes.
He has no. He still
Steve
has
and
flashbacks from the
Carlos
last
and-
time he went bowling.
What happened when he went bowling?
Last time he was at a bowling alley. Some things may have happened. Not trying to bring it up, sweetheart, but he gets nightmares, and you should be sensitive about those things around him. My poor man is very sensitive about those things.
The yellow one fixes nightmares.
Oh,
You should take it home with you.
I guess it's worth a shot.
Cecil,
Yes, Kevin?
do you ever think about sand?
Sand?
Sand!
Well, this is a desert.
I know, and there's sand everywhere, and thinking about all the bits and pieces that make it up, you can just have one tiny grain of sand against the whole sea of the desert. It makes you seem so small. You know?
Small? Smaller than sand?
Smaller than sand, because sand was once something big and it was broken and destroyed into tiny little grains, and then they make a giant hole of a desert.
I suppose I never thought about it like that. So you're saying that once big, powerful things can be broken down to such tiny, meaningless fragments that get in the bottom of your shoe and agitate you?
Mm-hmm.
I never thought about this. This is new information. Listeners, are you hearing this? Sand.
Is wonderful. And
It's
meaningless.
Broken.
Broken.
Very broken.
And so tiny.
Yet so powerful and massive in its own right, because yes, it makes up this beautiful desert we live in. And beaches.
And sandstorms.
It can be so powerful, yet
Swept away.
easily. By just a little breeze.
Or a street cleaner.
Sand. Night Vale. Think about sand.
Deeply about sand. Think hard about sand.
I've never thought about sand like this before. Kevin, do you know what this means?
You're a meaningless grain of sand.
You're a meaningless grain of sand as well.
All part of a wonderful big desert.
Making up everything. Yet,
Strexcorp. It is everything.
individually, we are meaningless. But, listeners, I have been handed a note covered in blood, again,
Mhm.
and other liquids.
Oh.
And it says, cease. Take. Your Strex-approved medication. Kevin, it appears, needs to take his medication.
Mm-hmm.
Oh dear, Kevin. Well, I suppose that means we should wrap up this broadcast for tonight. And so, listeners, I let you leave on this note to think deeply about sand and how individually we are
Nothing.
meaningless. But together, Night Vale, we are strong.
Part of the Greater Desert Bluffs metropolitan area. Till next time.
Good night, Night Vale. Good night. I think that went off smoothly.
Sand.